Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to discuss how your childhood is your foundation for everything you went through and everything you created in this moment. Because a lot of people wonder, why am I in this situation? Why am I dealing with the people that I deal with? Why are these people in my life? Why was this done to me? And people love to blame other people for what happens to them. Like, my girlfriend did this to me. My ex did that. They hurt me. Where in the world that is true if you believe it and keep telling yourself that it is still happening to you. Because sometimes your mind doesn't know time. It doesn't know the difference between now and back then. It doesn't know when something happened to you at at your childhood, or when it happened to you yesterday. Because it still lives in your body. That trauma or that scene that someone did something to you that you went through still happens now. You can still feel it now. So, in order to get over a lot of things that's happening right now, you have to be honest about what happened in your childhood, during your childhood, even your teenage years. Because I can remember in my teenage years, I was very quiet. I was, um, I would, be the kid that would just sit there but participate in school and be above average with grades and everything. But I would always attract everyone in school. I will always be friends with everyone, like the popular kids, the kids who did sports, the nerds, like everyone, even the unpopular kids who just were there, like everyone would surround me. And I would attract everything, crazy situations where people want to fight or people want to steal or people want to include me in their in their stuff, like, oh, come on, let's go to the store and do this and XYZ. I'm like, okay. Sometimes as a child I just went along with things even though I knew better. But in me, I always felt like a leader. I always felt like I could bring people together. So that was my foundation as what I'm doing now. See, I was still leading people and still bringing people together back then. But the wounded part was I did not stand up for myself. I was passive on certain things. I didn't know who I was. I wanted to be this, I wanted to be that. I didn't really find my power then. And I was at love her too. I always had a girl through even elementary school, junior high school, and high school. I was always that love alchemist. I was born in love. I was born on Venus days. Like I am the embodiment of love and beauty and stuff like that. So that was from beginning of my birth. So I would attract everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. And what it taught me was how to use my discernment as I got older. As I got older, I started choosing better, choosing who was for me and choose people who would reciprocate the energy, who would, you know, be good around me or be themselves around me and not allow me to be who they wanted me to be. So that was a bit of my childhood. Now, you need to go back to your childhood and see where you are bringing that energy into the now. What is your foundation? Because that is the most important foundation of your life. Because we all signed up for this kind of experience of childhood will be your foundation. Childhood will be your first education. Childhood will be your first lesson. And we store it in our subconscious mind. We store it within our body. We store it within our emotions. But many of us are afraid to address it. Many of us are afraid to be real with ourselves. Because once you be real with yourself, then you can actually heal it. You can actually forgive yourself. You can actually forgive the people who wronged you. See, that's one thing that I had to learn. I had to forgive my own father for not being there. Because there was a point in time, because my mom, she passed away when I was young. And there was a time where I was with my aunt, and then I was going to my father's house. I would go there on the weekends. And it was cool, but I did not like the environment. My child self knew, like my higher self knew, like, get out of there. Get out of there and don't go back. Like I went over there a few times, but then there was this one time I just said, I don't want to come back here no more. I told my aunt, like, I don't want to go back. 'cause it was the environment. It was the environment. See, some people want their dads in their lives or their moms in their lives or this person or that parent, and sometimes that parent is not equipped to raise the child, and the child is better off being raised by someone else who's not their parent. Because if I was raised around my dad, I would probably be a totally different person right now. I would probably I don't know where would I be. I can't even think about it. Because ever since birth, I was different from everyone. Like, no one was like me. Like, no one like, everyone was their own person, but I was the one that stuck out from everyone. So, me being in that environment, I had to go, and I was like, "Okay." Looking back now, it's like, "Okay, protection. I ought to be protected." And I'm glad that it happened. I'm glad that I was raised by, my aunt and stuff like that, so I can be who I am now. So I forgave them because I have more insight now. I have more knowing and understanding. See, that's what you gotta gain. You can't put a lot of personal burden on other people because you're creating this bond with them. You're creating this thing that you can't get over, and you gotta clear the decks. You gotta clear the energy and break the ties so you can evolve, so you can get in that relationship that you always wanted, so you can allow people to love you and you can allow yourself to love yourself because we want people to love us, right? But you need your own love to love yourself, to feel it, because people could put on a show, people can fake it and try to make it. But no, when you get in that relationship, when you get in a situation where you're triggered and you can't deal with your emotions, it's because you was faking it until you make it. And you cannot do that. This whole thing is about you going through the shadows and finding your own wisdom, your own light, your own knowing. And I can say it because I lived it. I lived it. I experienced it. I experienced a lot of um lessons. I won't even say heartbreak. See, I change my words when I have understanding. I change my words. So now I passed a lot of lessons. I learned how to not be codependent. I learned how to not rely on on people for love. And I had to find my own way. I had to find my own frequency. I had to find my own thoughts. I had to find what works for me and not what works for everyone else or what people wanted me to be. Well, I had to accept that fact because good people, great people will come in your life and they will still trigger you because it's them bringing out something that's deep within you that you can't even see. So these relationships are meant to bring out what's hidden inside of you. If it hurts, if it's trigger, allow those things to come out. And it's up to you to deal with it and to forgive it. As I heal it, forgive it, feel it. And then you won't feel that pain anymore. Cause the other day I was listening to R&B music and I was listening to it like I never listened to it before. Cause before it would hurt. Whew, it would hurt. Like listening to these, like, dang, this make me remember this. This makes me remember the time I got hurt and then this time around, I did not have that same feeling. Like I could listen to all the same songs who was I was around the people, but it did not have the same impact. I did not feel the hurt. I was like, "Oh, this what it feels like healed." So you can be healed. It's just a different level of it. It's levels to this stuff, and find that level. Like focus in on your triggers because we attach ourselves to people with our triggers. So some people come in your life to trigger you, but then when the triggers are no longer there, you're no longer attracted to the person. That happens with me. Like when I find out, like, wait, I liked this person before. Like I was attracted to this person before. But now that I healed myself, I don't even find this person attracted anymore. So was it the person or was I attracting this person because the trigger? I was attracted to my own trauma. And that was a deep one for me. So once you heal that, once you heal your traumas, you won't be attracted by it no more. You'll be ready to move on and you'll attract something else that will bring out a whole nother level out of you. So get prepared. Like everything is preparation. Like don't wait until someone, comes around and bring out the traumas. Work on it, see your childhood and see where you needed yourself, where you needed more of your love, where you needed more of your compassion, like where you needed you in your childhood. That is your foundation, you know? So that's that's it for this episode. And thank you for listening. And I will see y'all on the next one.